14th of Daniel.
Okay, very good. Welcome to Mayor.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning, Mayor.
Hey, Ezrat Hashem. You're all here. And according to my records, we have today, we got up to Pasik Lamed Gimel. Pasik Lamed Gimel. Maskile Am. Yavinu. And we can call upon Roy to start off the reading for us.
No, you can't because I'm not Lamed Gimel in 11 or
Yes.
Lamed Gimel. I've got
Yes.
Kof Vav, Kof Ches, Lamed, Lamed Aleph, Beis Lamed Gimel. All right. Right. Umaas Kileya, Yovinu, L'Ravim, V'Nich Shalu, V'Charev, Uva Bishvi, Uva Vizar Yomim. Lamed Gimel. Oh, 33. Yeah, we're getting close. And the wise of the people will allow the public to understand, and they will stumble by the sword and with flames. And the wise of the people, it says here, such as the household of Rabbi Yudah Hanasi and the sages of the generations, says Rashi. And it says, and they will allow the public to understand. That phrase is, they will preach the Torah to the common people and encourage them to adhere to it. And the phrase will stumble in their exile by the sword and by the flames, etc. It is known that many were slain after the destruction of the temple. That's all I have.
Okay, so, right, that comes from Rashi. And they continue over here on the phrase "v'nikshalu b'cherev." They will stumble by the sword. What does this refer to? Rashi says "begalosam," in their exile. They'll stumble b'cherev u'belahava, by the sword and by the fire, the flamey fire. Yeah. Who is that referring to? Sadi Gon says, Hamaskilim sheyikshalu, they're the ones that are going to be still stumble. Kedei litzaref ulevarer ulelabein, in order to purify and to clarify and to make clear the he says the Rav Sadia they'll sanctify Hashem's name by by giving up their lives rather than you know do averas or accept false religions. So okay. Furthermore, they say the art scroll has a note over here. They're steadfast adherent, talking about the, I guess the people as a whole, as led by the maskile the leaders of the people. We call them maskilim, people who have understanding. That their steadfast adherence to the Torah caused them to be martyred during the long and bitter exile. That's what we echoed from Rav Sadia. The Malbim finds in this a reference to the Asara Haruge Malchus, the 10 Tanoim of the sages of the Talmud that were martyred by the Romans during the period of the destruction of the temple, and all the persecutions that followed it during the reign of Adrianus. We said before that he mentions here by Bar Kokhba, one can interpret Rabbim, great ones, as referring to people such as Rabbi Kiva, who he supported Bar Kokhba. The Yerushalmi, Talmud Yerushalmi even says that Rabbi Kiva entertained the likelihood that Bar Kokhba could be Mashiach, but the didn't materialize. But that was the oh yeah, and we said that after that after the whole thing with Bar Kokhba, who tried to bring back the Jewish people's control of Beis Hamikdash, control of Eretz Yisrael, control of parts of Eretz Yisrael. The Romans, after they defeated him, they had a temple for idol worship erected on the site of the Beis Hamikdash, page 135. Okay. Oh, and we have a few more notes over here. Just one more. The Bishvi is captivity that is brought in the Sefer Josephus, that Antiochus took 1,000 Jews as captives. Antiochus was the Greek ruler in the time of the episode of Hanukkah, which took place halfway into the second Beis Hamikdash. So that's about 200 years before the Romans destroyed the Beis Hamikdash. There was the episode of Hanukkah. So there was a lot of, even though there was a Beis Hamikdash, second Beis Hamikdash, but there was a lot of difficulty from the Greek rulers and of course from the Romans. Okay, that's what this pasuk is referring to. Oh. Oh, this is a very important point. I don't know why the art scroll neglected to put it in, but if you take a look in your Sefer, in the commentary of Metzudas David, in Pasuk Lamed Gimel, the Pasuk that we just got through reading, Metzudas David is the second one to the left. He says over there, umaskile am achachamim shebehem. Uh, those were the chachamim of Klal Yisrael we're referring to. Yavinu l'rabim. They gave great understanding to the multitudes of Jewish people. What did they do? L'lamdam divrei habris, because they taught them the words of the bris. Meaning they taught them interesting that he calls the Torah the words of the bris, because that's what Torah is. Torah is the bris. It's the covenant between Klal Yisrael and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is what Shavuos was all about. That we said Nasa v'nishma. We made a covenant with HaKadosh Baruch Hu that we're going to do what it says in the Torah. And in order to do that, we have to be taught what it says in the Torah in order to do it. So that's where the Chachamim came in. And what this pasuk is saying is that the Chachamim and also Klal Yisrael did that to uphold the words of the bris, Divrei Bris, the Torah, with great sacrifice and Mesiras Nefesh, to fall by the sword and by fire, to remain Jewish and remain loyal to Hashem. It was actually a very, very difficult. Okay. So this is all the Malach is telling Daniel, that this is what's going to be in the future of Klal Yisrael, in the kingdom of Yavan and the kingdom of Edom, the Greek and the Roman kingdoms. Okay, Lamed Daled, Pasuk 34, verse 34. We go to Lu to continue.
Lamed Daled. He Ashlam Ye Azru Ezer Me'at V'nil Vu Aleihem Rabim Bachalak Lakos. But when they stumble, they will be helped with a little help. For many will come to their aid through glibness. They will be helped with a little help. They will be able to bribe their enemies and thus help themselves. Rashi. Evidently, Rashi interprets Uve hi kaslam, when they will stumble, in a more general way than v'nich shalu in verse 33, which meant martyrdom. Here, stumbling refers to any difficulties that will beset them in their long and bitter exile. They will still have this one avenue of exit available. This refers to the revolt of Bar Kokhba, approximately 50 years after the Churban. Through glibness, though Hashem will provide limited help to Israel, many Jews will be taken in by the glibness of the enemy and join them.
Oh, and I think what glibness means, like from the word halak is from the word halak, very smooth talk. The smooth talk of the enemy.
Right.
Be taken in by this. This is actually the famous Beis Halevi when Yaakov Avinu was told that Esav was coming with 400 generals, and surely he wasn't just coming with 400 generals to say Shalom Aleichem to his brother that he hadn't seen in so long. And Yaakov quickly took action. The three things he did was Doron, to send all the animals to Esav to assuage his anger and his hatred, and to prepare for milchama, to prepare for war, basically to split the camps into two camps, and so it wouldn't be if one camp was hit, then the other one would be able to escape. And the third thing was tefillah, and he said in his tefillah, "Biad Esav, biad Achi, biad Esav." And the Beis Halevi says that this is referring to the two faces of Esav. On the one hand, Esav is trying to destroy us. But he's got two faces in doing that. One face is Esav. That's the one that's carrying the sword with the 400 men. And then he's got the other way, Achi. We're brothers. We're brothers. And we're pals, and we're one people, and blah blah blah, and all of this smooth talk, and a lot of Jews were taken in by this. Even I'm not sure when at what point we're saying that this is happening, but that's what the Navi is being told. That's what Daniel is being told. Biad Achi, biad Esav. Okay. 35. We have time for 35? Yeah. Mayor's got a chance to do a pasuk.
Okay, 35 says, Umin maskilim yikashilu litzrof bahem ulevarer v'lalbein ad 8 kates ki od l'moed. Okay, so translation is, some of the wise men will stumble in clarifying these words and in elucidating and interpreting when the time of the end will be, for it is not yet the designated time.
Wow.
Okay.
What an amazing pasuk. Let's see what the notes here.
Okay, Yikashlu Yitzrof will stumble in clarifying these words. Some of the wise men will err in trying to calculate the promised deliverance. They will try to clarify to arrive at a pure truth, but they will be mistaken, for it is not yet the designated time, according to Rashi. Here, the angel returns to explain the martyrdom of the wise men among the people. Maskileam. Some of the wise men will stumble in clarifying, in atoning for the sins of the nation, so that they will become refined through this atonement, purified from sin. This pattern will repeat itself throughout the exile at 8 kates until the time of the end. That's the Mabim. If he, the purported Messiah, will not succeed this far, or will be killed, then it is certain that he was not the one that the Torah promised, but he is like all the perfect and righteous kings of the house of David who have died. And the Holy One, blessed be he, has set him up only to test the multitudes, as is written, some of the wise men will stumble. The wise men refers to those who, in the face of the trials and tribulations of the bitter exile, will remain steadfast in their faith. The angel declared to Daniel, "They will be elucidated, clarified, and refined by many people. The wicked will act wickedly, and none of the wicked will understand, but the wise will understand. Thus, even some of the wise who have withstood the trial, when faced with even greater trials and hardships, will not be able to hold fast, and they too will stumble." Rambam. One more little note here. Ki od l'moed, for it is not yet the designated time. Literally, there is yet to the appointed time. For there is yet to the appointed time.
No, we said that there's two times. There's the Navi Yeshaya, when he's talking about the time, he says, Be'ita achishena. In its time, I will hasten it. And the Gemara in Sanhedrin learns from those two words that there's really a time which is Be'ita. It's designated, appointed time. And then the achishena it's the time that I will hasten, that it will happen before the designated time. And the Gemara said that the difference is that if Klal Yisrael will be zocha, they could actually hasten the coming of Mashiach, and he'll come before the appointed time, the designated time. But otherwise, if we're not zocha, then he won't he won't come until the appointed time. So Rashi is saying over here, it was not, the pasuk is saying it's not yet, because it was not yet the designated time. Yeah. So in calculating the time, were they calculating the time that it could be hastened, or the time that is the appointed time? But this that they quote from the Rambam over here. This about the Mashiach. If the one who, like for example, Bar Kokhba, he was killed in battle, and so the Rambam says that then we see that he was if that happens, and that's clear that he was not the one that the Torah promised, even though he may be perfect and righteous, he may be a king from the house of David, but we've had people like that who have died, and Hashem only set this up as a test to the people. And he quotes this pasuk: some of the wise men will stumble. Okay, we don't have time for the story. I have a story, but we don't have time. Okay, maybe next time.
Excellent.
Okay, all the best, everybody.
Thank you. See you.
Okay, shkayach.
See you shortly.
I'm having trouble with my computer. I'm going to have to disconnect and reboot. So please look for me to reconnect.
Oh, okay. Look for you to reconnect. Fine.
Okay, see you soon.